Hello again, it's me, it's 16-Bit Toy. I'm here to talk to you about how to budget resources for your attack strings. And helping me out with this is the Midoriya starter deck from My Hero Academia. Well, technically not the starter deck. This is the demo deck we have right now until the starter decks are officially released. I have taken the liberty of crunching the numbers on this to let you know that the average control in this demo deck is 4.24. We'll be using that number as we calculate our risks and budget our resources to play our attack strings. What you see before you are all of the contents of that demo deck. The important things to note here is that one of our attacks, Detroit Smash, has a 5 difficulty to 3 check, whereas the other ones are all 4 difficulty and 3 checks. And the foundations, he has one foundation that has a 6 control check on it, and there are 4 copies of it in the demo deck, and we will talk about that as well as we get to it. So going down here, we can see our attack string, and we can see I've already laid out the numbers for you so you can see the map plain and clear. Our hopeful attack string is a velocity hammer into 2 Midoriya strikes, and then we are going to conclude with a Detroit Smash to hopefully end our opponent. We're going to use the velocity hammer to gain our momentum, the 2 Midoriya strikes to commit down their staging area as much as we can, and then end on the Detroit Smash, putting lots of speed and damage on it to close out the game. This attack string has a progressive difficulty of 4 to 5 to 6, and then ending off on an 8. So if we remember that our average control check is 4.24, we can see that on the first attack needing a 4, we will check 4.24, giving us nothing left over because we can't save extra control check. The second attack will be played on a 5. We will check the 4.24, leaving us with a 0.76 left over that we will need to commit. The next one will be at 6, leaving us 1.76 that we need to commit. And the last one will be played at an 8 difficulty, needing 3.76 that we need to commit. All of this combines to a 6.28 resources that need to be added in order to play this attack string. So what this information tells us is that on average, the most likely outcome of us needing to commit cards is we will need to add 6 control to this attack string in order to play it. The second most likely number that we'll have to commit is 7, and the third most likely number is 5. Now, there are other possible numbers that we can end up with when trying to play this attack string, and we will also look at those very quickly here. But it's important to note, most likely is 6, second most likely is 7, all right? Anything beyond that is going to be, we are really lucky to commit anything outside of those 3 numbers. So, but looking at it, we're going to come down to this, okay? Now, the funny thing about this one is this is our most optimistic attack lineup. So this is best case scenario. And I'm going to calculate these numbers based on the fact that 2 of our 6 checks are already in our discard pile. So we only have 2 6 control checks left in our deck when we calculate this. And even with that information, we are going to calculate best case scenario. So even if the 6 checks were in our deck, it wouldn't change this math. The math would still be the same because the 6s are only effective and valuable to us on anything that's 6 difficulty or higher. Otherwise, the surplus is wasted. So just remember that. So going through here, now again, if we are going to roll 5s the entire time that we're playing it and then get 6s on the ones we need it, we are going to need a 4, check a 5, have a 0 left over. We're going to need a 5, check a 5 without any left over again. We're going to need a 6, check the 6 with nothing left over, and then we'll need an 8, check the 6, and get a 2 left over. So absolutely best case scenario for this attack string is a 2. All right, and you can do this kind of math when you're calculating your decks and deciding what kind of risks to put out for your attack strings, depending on how high stakes the turn is and the game that you're playing in is, if you need to make that risk in order to hopefully secure a game. If you know you're going to lose next round, it's good to know how to quickly calculate if it's even possible for you to pass a given attack string and to make those decisions on the fly. But this is best case scenario. Let's take a quick look at worst case scenario. So what's the worst thing that can possibly happen? Well, as we saw, the only checks that we have on our attacks are 3s. So if we go through the math again, looking at 3s, I need to check a 4, I hit the 3, I need to commit 1 to pass that. Then I need the 5, I check the 3, I need 2 more. Then 6 to 3, I need 3 more. 8 to 3, I need 5 more. So that adds us up to 11 in order to commit to pass this attack string. So if I know that I need to pass this string to end a game, then I know I have to push myself into deadlock and I need 11 cards to commit in order to play this attack string and still have my character up at the end of the Detroit Smash in order to get all my effects off. So I'll need 11 cards, or at least 11 check bonus onto playing these cards. However, I'm going to get those bonuses out. There's other ways with actions or assets could also give you more than one per foundation. So we just need 11 more additional control check on this attack string to guarantee that we're going to play it. This is the worst thing that our deck can give us. This doesn't count what our opponent can do to us. This doesn't count any of that stuff. This is just what our deck can give us. So best case scenario is 2. Worst case scenario is 11. Most likely situation, though, is committing 6. And if we go down just a little bit further, there's a nice little graph here. Okay, so this is the amount of resources that we would need to check on a line between 1 and 12 going on forever. The range is from 2 to 11. That is the check range for this attack sequence. The arrow is showing what the most likely is at 6.28. However, the first most likely outcome is 6, second most likely outcome is 7, third most likely outcome is 5. The highest worst case scenario is committing 11 foundations, and the best case scenario is only committing 2. This is just a quick video for me to show you the process that I often go through in my head before I play out a given attack string when I'm trying to calculate what attacks I'm going to play and how I'm going to play it and what risks I'm willing to take before pushing into an opponent. And this is how I go through it. It's something that as you practice it and as you go through it in your head, it gets easier and easier to do. Obviously, as you do it, you are not going to do averages like this. You will round this number to something that's a lot easier. Maybe you'll just round it off to 4.2 in your head, and you'll just do the math that way. And you'll just start figuring it out, right? You'll just be like, I have to, on average, commit 1 for this, 2 for this, 4 for this, and then that'll still get you, right, to 6 or 7. Depending on how you round your math out in your head, it'll still get you the same result so that you can do the math more quickly in the middle of a game. And I'll do another video talking about how to do math and crunch numbers very quickly mid-match so that you can use the math effectively. Even if it is not perfectly accurate, it'll still give you more information and more statistical information than you would have otherwise. So until next time, this was Toy, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!